Hello Exiles, and today's just a very quick update of all things related to either Path of Exile, Path of Exile 2, and we're going to be talking about Last Epoch as well. So before we get there, I just want to say thank you for anyone that has been watching my bootcamp series for Path of Exile 1, for anyone that may have come over from Path of Exile 2 and doesn't know anything about Path of Exile 1. So if you need a bit of a crash course on everything that's related to Path of Exile 1, go check it out. The links are going to all be in the description below if you want to go and check them out. With that being said, let's jump into the content. So first things first, for anyone that's been playing League of Phorecia and you are concerned as to when it is going to be ending, Natalie from GGG literally announced last night that they are going to be extending it to the end of April. So you are going to get one more month of play. Now, the reason why I think they have done this, we are going to come back to in a moment. But at least you know you now have at least another month to be able to play all of the wacky builds that are going to be going on within the Legacy of Phorecia. Next thing that's happened over the last week is they are starting to drop teasers for the 0.2 update for Path of Exile 2. Now you may have noticed they have publicised a few new uniques that we are going to be getting, and they have released the towers are going to be changing for the end game, and they have released a bunch of new gems. So let's go through the gems first. So all of the support gems that they have added, there is a whole series of ones that they're doing. One's to do with freeze and fire damage, one's to do with bleeding. Yeah, there is an absolute metric ton of them. The link to all of the support gems, if you do want to have a look at them, is going to be in the description below, so you can go and have a watch of it if you have missed that. And finally, they are going to be changing towers so that they are going to be potentially adding content and including content and including bosses on the towers. Now, I don't know whether this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing in terms of positive and negative. There is quite a bit of the community that is a bit mixed, and as you can see here, Empyrean states here, tower layouts currently, as you can see, are much worse than most maps, and now the towers will now eat up a tablet proc, and players who can't do bosses are now locked out of using towers for those that spawn with bosses. Also, tower layouts need to be improved, and if they could, then obviously that'd be amazing, but currently this is a net negative change. And I kind of agree with him, because I was talking with the Discord last night on the Path of Exile Discord, and the way that I see it is you are, I believe, going to be able to rerun these maps, but I feel that if you die, then obviously all of the content will be missed. So I don't think you're going to be locked out entirely. If there is a boss, then you can obviously have an attempt. If you do fail, then you will lose all of the content as well. So if there is a breach that you haven't done, or maybe there's a ritual that you haven't done, then you may lose all of that content, and then the tower will then just be a blank tower map, kind of similar to how they are now. So it's not going to be a massive change, it's just going to be a piece of more content, and it's something that you are going to be able to get a little bit more drops maybe if you are encountering bosses within the towers. Is it a good change? Is it a bad change? Let me know in the comments, guys. What's your thoughts? And the final piece of news is that Last Epoch just dropped today their new trailer for their new season that is due to drop on April 2nd. Now, it is all seems to be based around tombs, and the whole league is called the Tombs of the Erased. Now, for anyone that obviously has played Last Epoch, there is a series of items within the game that are erased items, which obviously will provide you with items and extra abilities as you kill monsters. This obviously looks pretty cool, and taking the information from the video, they have included new factions that obviously are going to be similar to the trade network and all of that. There is what seems to be new dungeons that are now called tombs, which you obviously will be able to run through. I am not too sure what they are going to be rewarding, but they may reward the new items that you will see later on. They then talk about the cemeteries of the erased, and I'm going to assume that these may be enhanced dungeons of some form, and obviously there is some bosses in there that we may need to fight. There is then Woven Echoes, and we're going to assume that this is potentially you adding woven entities onto your monoliths. There is new bosses to fight for the end game monoliths. There is then a complete Sentinel rework, so we will be able to try new Sentinel skills potentially, and obviously they may have a new skill tree. There's the new items and new supports and skills for the Heart Seeker for Rogue, and you'll be able to do that. That looks pretty cool. There is then new champion enemies, so they may be similar to like Rogue Exiles in Path of Exile. There's then a ton of new affixes. There's a new sacrifice system with the woven offerings. There is then completely new runes that they've added and a ton of new items and uniques. On top of that, you have now been able to respec your ascendancy, so you can change ascendancy so you're not locked in. There is new crafting mechanics that they've added in as well. They have added in new quality of life inventory tabs for all of your keys and woven echoes. There is new charms which can teleport you to the boss, and one of the biggest changes is they are adding WASD for movement. There is new quality of life for Aberath, and there is now a new Uber Aberath, all of which is coming on April 2nd. They have been cooking over the last 6 to 9 months whilst they have been hiding in their little burrows. And when I say burrows, I mean a little pun there, sorry, to the spiders. But that is coming, and for anyone who is interested, this I feel is why Path of Exile 2 has been delayed, because they feel that it's probably going to be impacted by everybody playing Last Epoch on April 2nd. If they're going to be releasing Path of Exile 2 a couple of days before the end of the month in March, and then literally 3-4 days later everybody's going to jump over to Last Epoch, that is going to have a negative impact. So for that reason, it's only natural that they've then extended it for 1 month, and that it won't hurt Path of Exile 2. With that being said, I cannot wait to play Tombs of the Erased on April 2nd. I am even planning to book some days off to play it. So cannot wait, and I hope you enjoy and come and join me. For anyone else that's wondering what the hell is Last Epoch and you've never played it and you want to know what it's like, I potentially will be doing some videos over the next couple of days where I will quickly do a quick breakdown of Last Epoch and the differences and what it has and what you can do within it versus what is on Path of Exile. I have already done a video like this, but I'm going to do one in a little bit more detail just because I have played it for quite some time now. That's basically it, guys. I will be holding off on my crash course of bootcamp just until we get some more dates for 3.26, just because all of the content that I'm going to be doing is all going to be 3.26 related, and for everyone that wants to play PoE 1. So I will be holding off on that until that point. So we'll just put it on pause for now. We will continue it when 3.26 comes out. Until that, guys, thank you for watching, and as always, stay sane.